Justin Timberlake's been getting a lot of heat over the last few days since his arrest on Long Island for that DWI in Sag Harbor. And joining us today, our Page Six editor Ian Mohr, breaking down the latest on this former golden boy. Now, let's just start from the beginning. What happened with Justin?
So Justin Timberlake was in Sag Harbor in the Hamptons at the American Hotel, which is not like a flashy nightclub type of place, Astra. It's kind of like an old world kind of fancy hotel. But he was there with a couple friends. Some sources said that he was visibly tipsy. Someone even said that he was drinking some other people's drinks that he didn't know when they left them unattended. In any event, he was parked outside, so they left the hotel bar, and when he got in his car and pulled away, he got pulled over and was arrested by local cops.
Oof, horrible. Now, I know that you spoke with his attorney. Did his attorney give a statement on anything?
Yeah, so as soon as he got arrested, we knew exactly who his attorney was because there's a lawyer out in the Hamptons named Eddie Burke Jr. who represents any celebrity or famous or rich person who gets arrested or is in a scandal in the Hamptons is represented by Eddie Burke. His office, ironically and coincidentally, is across the street from the American Hotel. So in any event, he did give us a statement. He said that they are going to fight these charges vigorously. Timberlake was arrested for DWI. He had refused a breathalyzer test on the scene, but he was released the next day. And he basically said they're waiting for discovery in the case. He can't say anything more right now, but they're going to have a lot to say once this all comes out. And the next hearing in the case is July 26th, but don't expect Justin to be there. He's on tour and he doesn't have to make an appearance at that hearing.
Yeah, and speaking of the tour, what's crazy is the cop that pulled him over apparently didn't even know who he was.
That's right, Astra. We exclusively reported that the officer who arrested Timberlake was so young that he didn't recognize him or know who he was or recognize his name, and that actually when Timberlake was taken into custody, he apparently said under his breath, "This'll ruin the tour." And the cop said, "What tour?" And he said, "The world tour."
Oh my goodness. How crazy is it that you don't know the name Justin Timberlake? I mean, we all think it's a staple. I guess
I do.
I guess the younger generation has no idea.
The younger generation of law enforcement.
Makes me feel kind of old.
Well, so Timberlake, though, is back on that tour. He's going on tour. He's going to be in Chicago tonight. And then, interestingly, in a few days, he's going to be back in New York playing Madison Square Garden. So far, he hasn't pulled the plug on any dates. So we'll see what happens next. It'll be interesting to see if he addresses the arrest from the stage because he hasn't said anything publicly yet.
Right, and it'll also be interesting to see how the ticket sales are going to start going because I've been hearing that some of them have been plummeting.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll pique interest in the end. But we also exclusively reported that he's been keeping a low profile. He came back to New York City driven by a driver.
Thank
so
goodness.
He was in the back seat this time, let someone else do the driving. Part of that could be that in New York State, when you get arrested for a DWI, your license is suspended in the state, although we do hear that JT has an out-of-state license.
Now, what's going on with his wife, Jessica Biel? I know that she's not happy about his antics.
Yeah, so reports have said that she's very unhappy. She was in New York City when he was arrested. She's filming her latest movie. Apparently, she's unhappy. As you've probably read in Page Six in the past, there have been some bumps in the road in this relationship. Remember, he was seen holding the hand of another woman when shooting a movie in New Orleans, which he also blamed on drinking too much. So we'll see if she's going to be in the crowd at Madison Square Garden or backstage or what.
Oh my goodness. Now, of course, Justin's not the only celeb that got arrested this week.
It's not even July 4th, and we've had 2 high-profile celebrity arrests. So the summer has really kicked off. Travis Scott was also arrested in Miami. There was an incident at a rowdy party on a boat where he was asked to leave. Our sources said, he just went back because he left his phone on the boat. Police reports say that it was otherwise, that he was being rowdy and screaming and rambunctious. He was taken in on charges of sort of public and disorderly intoxication and trespassing, but he was released on like a nominal amount of bail, as like $650. And in true Travis Scott fashion, he, unlike Justin Timberlake, has managed to sort of turn this around already. And a day later, he's actually selling a t-shirt with his mugshot. In this arrest, he also had an epic quote where when he was asked by cops if he had been drinking, he told them, "It's Miami." So that's what appears on the t-shirt with his mugshot. So he's already capitalizing on it, and he is about to go on tour. And he said that his tour is going to go on too.
That is insane. Where can we get these t-shirts at this point?
Well, you might even be able to find some on page 6.
Ooh, well, we're going to have to go check that out. And for
take a look. Who knows what could be up there? You never know. We have great merch here.
Right? It would be.
In
and
the back.
Also, hopefully there won't be any celebrity arrests over the July 4th weekend. Otherwise, we'll be the first to tell you all about it. Make sure you stay tuned right here to page6.com.